Wonderful. Welcome, everybody, to the Star Maker call. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you beautiful people are tuning in from. Today's obviously a special day. It's my birthday, and I get to be here with my beautiful friend, my buddy in business and in friendship and in our spiritual journey together in life. I love you so much, Jeanne. I'm so excited about this topic today and to really share something close to our hearts with our amazing frequency awakening family. And that is the topic of prospecting. And prospecting is going to bring up a lot for a lot of people out there. So we just want to huddle in with everybody and just really share with you guys that the frequency awakening and what we're building here together with Ollie Life has, if you've obviously already felt it, guys, it has a unique frequency. And I really want to lean into that today. And I know Jean's going to share some wisdom. But with the frequency awakening also comes the frequency of prospecting. And we're going to be doing something a little bit different today. Yes, we have a system. Yes, there are steps, but there's something that I think the container, let's say, that all of those steps that sits inside of, it's a way of being, it's a posture, it's a frequency. And I'm gonna ask everyone here, we've got 68 people on the call. What do you think that is, guys? What do you think that we're speaking to? Where are we coming from? What's the ultimate space that we want to be coming from? Leave a comment in the chat when we're connecting, when we're prospecting, when we're sharing, when we're building this beautiful, beautiful business, this team. Where are we coming from? Hi, Jean, you read out some of the comments, my
High
love.
five, love. Um, let's see. Frequency from the heart.
Yep,
Uh,
beautiful.
Heart to know high vibration, solving problems. Someone said they love us. Forming
We
relationship.
love you too.
Authenticity, belief, and conviction. Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely, guys. It's all of that, that intention that we come from when we go out to make connections with people about what we have here with Ollie Life. That intention is what we're speaking to today. And one of the words that came through very strongly, being my birthday and being in the energy that I'm in today, is the energy of gratitude. And guys, before we start this call today, I just want to number one, share my immense gratitude for the Frequency Awakening family. For what we're building here is so much more than sales, that we are building a massive movement of change makers on the planet right now. And that means the world to me. So, with that, I'm going to ask that everybody just take a moment, right? Before we really kick off this training, I want people to just take a moment. And if it's comfortable for you, close your eyes for this part, because I want to take us through a little meditation to shift our energy. So, if you can, just start with a slow, deep breath in and out through your nose. Just really focusing on that exhale. And just bring your attention away from your phone, from the list, from all the numbers, the attachment to the outcome of this call, of this training, of your life, and come back into your heart. You might even want to bring your hand to your heart so that you can feel yourself drop to your heart space. And just think about what you're grateful for today. The people that you love, the opportunity here that you've been given with Ollie Life, these beautiful frequencies, this amazing community. Even the experiences that have changed you, that have grown you, even the tough experiences that we can be grateful for. The people that have believed in you, and the moments that remind you that there's more possible in this life. And now think about the people you're going to reach out to, not as prospects, not as numbers, not as people that you have to convince, but as human beings, people with dreams, people carrying challenges you may know nothing about. People wanting more energy, more freedom, more connection, more purpose, more possibility. Somebody in your world may be waiting for a conversation that you are uniquely positioned to start. So just ask yourself, who can I serve today? Who can I encourage? Who might need to see what I've seen, what I've experienced? And who might be ready for a new possibility? And now release the need for a yes. Our job is not to convince. Our job is to connect, to listen. Just as you guys said, to share authentically, to open a door. And then allow the other person the dignity to choose for themselves. Take one more breath and just feel the gratitude for the opportunity to be a messenger for this frequency awakening happening on the planet right now. Just may every conversation that comes from this training, from this huddle today, come from love, service, gratitude, and a genuine connection. And from that place, when you're ready, if your eyes have been closed, opening your eyes, coming back into the room, the virtual living room, feeling like we're more or less in a circle together today rather than in a training, because this topic of prospecting really is a topic of the heart, you know? And so, with that, I am very blessed to bring somebody that is, you're so professional in how you approach everything, Jeanne. I love it, but you are so in your heart as you do it. And being in this industry for now, what, 30 years? I feel very blessed to be introducing you to come and share some of your, I guess, your thoughts, your insights into this topic of prospecting before we open up our slide deck and start sharing some incredible training that we have ready for everybody today.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, that was beautiful. And I think that really sets the context for why we want to do this call, right? So I want to clarify something because people say I've been in the industry for 30 years. I've actually been out of the industry for 25. I was in the industry professionally 35 years ago and I built to the top of a company. And then I've dabbled, but I've not actually been involved for many, many years. So, but I love the profession. I just didn't find the right match.
Mm.
So I never have said anything bad about networking or whatever we want to call this, MLM. I've always, always spoken positively of it. I just never found the right company. So I just want to clarify that because I love authenticity and truth telling. But the thing, as we were talking about all these words, like for me, what I think we're giving people is hope. That's what I received. What I've received from early life and using the devices and being with this team is a sense of hope that I lost about 6 years ago. And really, really was having a hard time facing the day. And now I love facing the day. And so when I'm out there talking to people and we can talk, we're going to go through the slides about the steps and the specifics and the how-tos. But fundamentally, if the only thing anybody comes away from this call with is intention
Mm.
and the way of coming forward, it's not going to matter every single step. If you miss a step, if you get a step wrong, if you don't follow it the right way, it's like,
Exactly.
I think what we're going for with this is each person coming to their skill set, bringing forward their greatest gifts with the people in their lives.
Mm.
Those gifts are a little different for everybody. Some people are introverts, some people are extroverts, some people have a big list, some people don't. Some people work with animals, some people work with children, and it doesn't matter. The only thing stopping you from going out there is fear, mindset, something you think someone else has that you think you don't have. And if we all come back to hope, gratitude, what would it be like for you to hear someone else in a year from now say what I just said to Anna?
Mm.
You know, when I get texts from people saying I slept for the first time in 5 years, that brings so much joy. So why would you keep that from anybody?
Absolutely.
So I
Yeah.
think that's kind of the context is,
Yeah.
and I was telling Anna earlier, there's one of my favorite books written by a very good friend of mine, which is used in the profession. It's called The Go-Giver. Everyone should read it. It's a little tiny parable about a salesman who was trying to succeed, and he kept losing and losing like everything. And through a lot of lessons, he finally realized he needed to turn to giving rather than getting. He kept wanting to get things. He wanted to get the next rank. He wanted to get the next sale. He wanted to get, and that energy people feel and pull away from. But if it's like, what am I giving? It's the go-giver. And in every conversation, what am I giving? And so then we can go into the steps. So
I
that's
love that.
kind of my
You
content.
just drop a one in the comments if this is resonating with you, because this is the community that we are. This is what we're creating, this ripple effect on the planet of this shift from maybe old school getting to actually giving, being in service. And what a gift it is to be the messenger and to really connect today in this training with your unique message, with what it is that really lights you up about this opportunity, about this message. I think you got a few ones there.
Oh, for sure. I
A
love
lot
the
of people.
go-giver.
I think we've definitely got a lot of people in this room. Out of 76 people, we got a lot of ones that we have a lot of people of the same frequency that we are, which is honestly, guys, why I believe the frequency awakening is one of the fastest teams growing right now on the planet and certainly in Ollie life. And that's powerful, guys. It's because of the frequency that we're coming from. The tools are amazing. What we're about to share is a system and it's great. But if we are not coming from the right place in our hearts, people feel that, right? Old school networking and getting no longer works, guys. This is a new paradigm. And I feel that we are literally leading the way, which is really, really exciting. So if you're excited by that, then words like prospecting just really they don't even matter anymore, right? Numbers and KPIs and accountability is awesome, but it's that space that we get to connect into within ourselves first. That's why we started with that gratitude meditation. I hope that you enjoyed that, guys, to come into that space in our heart before we even think about going out there in the world and connecting and sharing the message, because that is a felt transmission of energy, even if it's in a text message, even if it's a phone call, even if it's a thought, it has a frequency. So we're becoming more and more mindful of where we're coming from. So that's an amazing beginning, a beautiful start to the conversation. We're going to bring up some training, guys, now, but what a different space we're going to be coming from. So bear with me. Let me find those slides. All right,
While
guys.
you're bringing up the slides, I wanted to just say, first of all, fun, add fun into your vocabulary. This is great.
You bet. If it's not fun, as Miriam says, we're not doing it. I think we're having a lot of fun. I think this is a journey. I think for many of us, Jean, who have been in the industry for, as we say, 5, 10, 20, 30 years, the truth is we haven't really been in the industry. We've been more out and waiting for something to come into our life that feels aligned. You said so many truisms, and I think many of us can agree that we're here because this feels so aligned. And when it's aligned, it is fun because all of our heart, all of our energy, all of our being is there because it's a purpose. We're driven by purpose and mission. So with that, this gets to be a lot of fun. And yeah, it's just it's a major disruption in every way. So, guys, we're going to be sharing our frequency awakening prospecting system. And before we dive in, I love this slide because it's showing a funnel, and it might be an old school term, but you know what, guys? We've got to add people into this funnel in all of these different ways, meaning that the whole way that we get to build this movement is connection. But connection can happen through meeting people on the street. As Jean said, it's just there's no rules to how we get to share this. For some people, it's the text message, it's the social media, it's that magnet. I see that as personal branding and being able to attract people to your message, to your vibration, right? To your brand. And then that loudspeaker is just you sharing this passion, this whatever it is, this message that aligns with you out there in the world. So there's no one right way. So as we speak into prospecting, let's just appreciate that there are so many different ways that we connect with people. And Jean, do you want to speak about the kinds of people that we're connecting with for the frequency awakening? When you feel into what this is, can you sort of sense into who it is?
It's funny because I read your list earlier and it's like everybody.
Everybody. I love it. People that are interested in health, people interested in wellness. I've got people interested in longevity and energy and recovery and performance, right? That's just one maybe generic kind of a person. But what about practitioners, right? I've got chiropractors and physios on my list, massage therapists, naturopaths, wellness centers, gyms, and coaches, guys. And then for my entrepreneurs, I've got business owners of all kinds and network marketers who are maybe frustrated, not even maybe, but so many of them with the old auto ship model, right? That have experienced this decline in momentum in their businesses, but still love the industry like so many of us here. Right? People looking for additional income streams, people going through a transition, right? A career change, people retiring. So there's so many people right now that are pivoting, right? Because their careers no longer nourish them. They're no longer aligned and they're looking for a better way to create prosperity. And maybe they're looking for the right kind of people to do it with because people want to collaborate naturally. I think many people are leaning more into collaboration than doing things in an isolated way. And people in your life who are natural connectors, guys, right? People who just seem to know everybody. People when you go to a party and they're the people who, I don't know, they just have a special spark. They're open to saying hi to everybody. Those people are our kind of people, right? People who also love technology, people who love biohacking, people who are at the leading edge of wellness trends, right? We're thinking about all of those people. Like you said, Jean, it's not one kind of person, but also to be thinking, guys, that it's important to also think how we prospect up. And what I mean by that is to speak to people that you respect, people that you've been looking up to in the industry, but also in all areas of life, your teachers, your coaches, people who actually run leadership and coaching schools and programs, those kinds of people, business builders, right? Professionals in this industry shouldn't kind of like, shouldn't intimidate you guys. So it's really also about now prospecting up and thinking wider and taking that lens all the way out and recognizing that we're not judging anybody. We're just feeling into the kinds of people that could really align with what we have for so many different reasons.
And I'd like to add something in there, Anna. So when I'm trying to coach people who think they don't have a big list, it can be very intimidating when you see people making all the rank advances and then like, I talked to my three
Yep.
people and they said no. So
Yeah,
when
that's
the
it.
list
That's where it
you
stops.
gave is so expansive, but there's also a way of being able to go to those people if you're going to be authentic and say, I'm onto something. I get it. I see it. It's a big vision, but I am an introvert and I'm looking for the three people that can help me reach this out to the whole town. So you can actually approach someone with their skill that you think you don't have and acknowledge them for that. And
Yep.
that expands your list. So it's not just your list, it's also like, wow, they're the ones with the list. How do I approach them, even if I'm shy, even if I'm scared, to go, I know what I see.
Yep.
Can I share this with you because you're the person that I think can help me get there?
Yep, beautiful. I love that. So we're thinking really broadly, which is really exciting. And guys, as you can see, there are 8 key steps. And what
Watch
Jean
this.
said, oh, Luigi, you've just come off mute. What Jean said before is you might find in your journey with prospecting, right? Business building, you might even skip a few of these steps. They might actually merge into one. So don't feel like we're asking anyone to be robotic, but we're just using this as a model, as a cycle where you might see yourself in that journey that you're on from point A right through to somebody joining you and yeah, connecting in with the business and the product. So the first step is connect. Then we go to spark, share, listen, invite, present, decide, and activate. And we're going to break down each one of those steps for you today. And Jean, you're going to take the first one, which is connect. We've done a little bit of, oh, I think we've done connect, right?
A little bit. But
We've
I
done a we've done a little bit of a connect, but do you want to say more about
just
that
to
one?
reiterate on what does that mean? Because again, I like to listen. So that's the one thing, listen to people, everybody you're encountering, including yourself. So what people will say to themselves is, I don't know what to say. How do I start? What exactly do I say in my first text message? So that connection, that's the first thing is what are you going to do for your invitation? And so I was teasing earlier. I said I do this business a lot of times in a towel after I've gotten out of the shower, right? So I'm like on the run
When
and I'm like, oh,
inspiration drops in.
then the shower came to my mind, right? And so I usually will say, it's just like I said, have you ever heard of PMF? Because I'm onto something that has changed my life. Can I share something with you? So it's that invitation to can I share something? That's, and if you haven't talked
It's
to
a
the person in
different
a long time,
approach.
it's like you came to my mind in the shower. How are you checking in? What are you up to? Can be the first step in connection. You know,
Beautiful. And we're going to come to that, guys. We're going to break this down more. But before we even get into that, we just want to point you guys to the tools because we're going to be referring to them as we go through the steps. So, just to be really, really clear, guys, we have 2 main places for you to go when it comes to prospecting. The first one is our Frequency Awakening Team Hub, which is the website yourfrequencyawakening.com, right? It's also an app that by now most of you, if not all of you, should have on your phone. And it goes around wherever you are. And that's for members, right? That's for you to be able to lean into to build your business, right? Because all of your training is there, all of your resources are there. When you want to grab a video link or a replay to, say, the practitioner's call that Doug did on Monday night, you can find that in your team hub, and that might be the link that you might be sending as part of your follow up with a prospect. So, your team hub is where all of your community and all of your support is. So, guys, if there is someone in the chat, Matt, I noticed that you were on the call. If you would be able to, or Luigi, just make sure that the instructions for logging in and having your own account in the Team Hub is there in the Zoom chat. That would be awesome. And then the second thing is our Launchpad. That is our own free replicated website, guys. So just drop a 1 in the comments if you already have and you love and you're using your replicated website. Okay, a number 1 in the chat. That website is absolute gold. As we go through the steps today, it has all of the videos and presentations you're going to need embedded in that website and different videos for different pages that are on that site. And that's going to be a powerful one-stop shop for you not to feel like you have to hunt around looking for links, but actually it's like you're the guide, guiding your prospect to areas that you want to point them to because that's the place that they're most interested in. Through connection, through understanding, through listening, you're going to guide them using that affiliate link. So I hope that there were some number 1s there. I can't actually see the chat because I've got the big screen of slides. But guys, this is a free tool that we want to bless everybody in our community with so that you can use it in your journey with prospecting. And we'll talk about that more as we go through the steps. So, Jean, this was the phase
Uh,
one that I wanted you to speak to. And we've spoken quite a bit to it, but it's fun, guys, to take a screenshot so that you've got some extra little word tracks that can help you in that engagement, that first engagement connection and creating curiosity.
yeah, and the thing about the starting the connection and the spark, I love this where it says don't explain, create curiosity. So you're just
Yeah.
asking questions that are genuine. And it's again, it's not to sell someone, but it's like you really want to be curious. Have you ever heard of this? Can we? It's like opening up people, opening a conversation. You're not trying to close someone, you're trying to engage and have a conversation and then listen to what they're saying. And the oh, there was something I was going to say about the about this, and it just went out of my
Well,
head.
Jean, you know what? While you're thinking about that, now many of us are sending out, let's say, a photograph, right, of a P90 plus, and we're asking, have you heard, have you used one of these before, or have you put your feet on this, or do you know what this is? And that might feel authentic to you. And if you're coming from a frequency of, as we spoke about, gratitude and service, and that feels genuine to you, then that will probably land well for someone. But what we wanted to share today is let's feel into this a little more deeply. If you were to receive something like that cold and you hadn't heard from that person, say in more than a month, a week, a year, whatever it might be, it might actually come off a little bit abrupt or a little bit cookie cutter. And if you're feeling a little bit ick about it, then they're going to receive it that way. So we just wanted to shape this conversation out and bring a little bit more humanity to the way that we're connecting with people, right? To really recognize that there's more than just one way that works in creating curiosity. And I think finding your way that relates to the person, that resonates with the person, right, that you're sending it out to, is going to be the way that it lands in the way that you intend it to. Would you say,
Yeah,
was that what you were trying to think about?
yeah, that's what I was trying to think of actually, was that just, doing that if it's awkward for you, it's going to be awkward for them. And the thing I love about questions is that opens up a dialogue. So if you just send a photo of your feet on a device and you get crickets back, where do you go from there? So then you get embarrassed and then you don't know what to do. Whereas you say, have you ever heard of PMF? It's a curiosity question. And then they're going to say yes, no, I use this, I use that. So it expands the conversation and the relationship.
Yeah,
And
beautiful.
that's what I love
Yeah, I
about
love that. Yeah, you
questions.
can just round out the conversation a little bit more.
And that it's
Yeah,
directly from you speaking. And think about who it is you're sending it to. What's your relationship with them? Who were they to you? Oh, I miss you. I haven't talked to you in forever. You add
that's
something in
what I
there
mean.
that's personal, you know.
Don't be afraid. Sometimes we just get so, I don't get nervous about reaching out. We forget about that impersonal, heart-centered, natural, organic approach to what it is to have a conversation with someone. So again, we're not explaining anything. We're just opening up that first conversation. It's from the heart, it's genuine, it's whether you've just come out of the shower or wherever you just got that burst of inspiration. It might have been right after one of the training calls with Kwame, and you're just feeling it in your heart right now to share with a few people, right? This is the space that we're coming from, and the humanity that we're coming from.
I
So we're
remembered what
gonna
I
we're
wanted
gonna
to
bump to
say.
the next. We're going to
But,
bump along as quickly
yeah,
as we can because we've
but I
got quite a
remembered
few
what I
to
want
get
to
through.
say, and I really want to make this point is lots and lots of people have been in network marketing and they've tried different companies. And the reason is they saw a vision of how this system can work for them. They just didn't have the right company or tools. And we have that now. And that can also be an opening to go, I know you've tried this before.
Yeah.
I know you were disappointed. I think I found the fit.
Beautiful. I love that. And that sort of leans right into the phase two of the system, which is share the system. Because for a lot of people, they haven't actually experienced a system like this before from sending it, but also as a receiver. So please, guys, use the system. We have the replicated website. And instead of sending people a whole bunch of links, what we're suggesting is you've got your own launch pad. It's got your own name on it. Well, most of us have chosen a name that represents who we are. It might be our personal name, it might be our business name, or something that aligns with our values. That's what they're going to receive from you. And in addition to that, you might want to send, for example, the live blood analysis to go with it. Well, guys, whilst that's not inside the website, you know now that you can actually go to your Mighty Networks, to your Frequency Awakening Team Hub, and you can grab that video because it's right there in the Marketing Global section under English. So when you know your tools, when you know your system, it's going to be much easier for you to just grab what you need and just send them the information, right? And the whole idea is that you can send them a link. You can point them towards the first video that you want them to look at. And I highly recommend knowing each of the videos in your replicated website, that you know what they all are on all of the pages, because there's so many amazing different videos that speak to different parts of the product, the business, the technology, the safety, the history. It's all there, right? And now step away, and then once they've had a chance to have a look at the tool, right? You're using the tools, you're not being a tool, as some people would say. You're then moving into the next phase of following up. Or this is okay. So before we go into follow up, this is still part of our phase two continued, and it might actually answer some questions that are out there, right? So this is where, right, we're sending the tool, right? And we're not sending any more information, and we're just letting them respond. And we might say, what stood out to you, right? That's actually really key, giving them some space to come back to you and tell you what they want to talk about this space of frequency, PEMF, whatever part of it. It could even be straight into the business if you're leading with the business opportunity. So rather than bombarding them with what you want to talk about, that one question, right, lets them respond and say to you what stood out to them. And that's going to give you the breadcrumbs, so to speak, of where to take them in the next part of the conversation. This one's over to you, Jeanne.
This is one of my favorite things with the testimonials, right?
Absolutely. This is you're the testimonial queen. I love this one.
So, eventually they're going to ask you a question. Have you used the device? What do you know? What's your experience? And this is where you get to share from the heart of your story or other people's stories. So we have the testimonial page, which is also a third-party tool. So if it's not then just you talking, you can be, well, this person has the similar issue as you. Let me send this to you. And so
Beautiful.
connecting to either your story or someone else's story, but mostly to the person you're speaking to. Oh, sorry, my daughter just tried to call me.
That's all right. This is such an important one, guys, because what are we really speaking to here? Personalizing means that you want to be connected to the part of this opportunity that deeply resonates with you so that you can briefly share why you said yes to this. And you can be completely honest. Like for some of you, it's for sure about the technology, it's for sure about the health benefit, the energy, the frequency. But for some of us, it's the business. It's the business model. It's so disruptive, right? It's the timing of Ollie Life coming into the West. For some of us, it's purely about building this movement. I mean, I get so excited about building the frequency awakening that's really in that's part of the story that I'm sharing when I'm personalizing my message more than I'm sharing about the devices themselves, right? For some of us, it's the income potential. And if we don't have our own testimonial yet, we can borrow testimonials from, our upline, our leaders, our friends. I've got someone in my team who's never been in network marketing before, and she's my top income earner, guys, in this business. This is the first time She's touched the network marketing space and she's killing it. She's nearly an M3. We'll be announcing her M3, I think, any minute now. I'm so excited for her. But for so many people out there that have maybe some bad experiences in the industry, to bring in a new flavor of why we believe what we're doing is so unique and different. And this comes to vision, right? It's your vision being spoken. You're the messenger, right, of your message. And it's a beautiful thing to get really personal, whether it's a voice note or part of your message, or maybe you've created your own testimonial on a video and you're sharing that with your prospect, right? And that connects you to them as well.
I got to tell you, I just started sending my back office income. I've
Awesome.
been waiting for
And
that
you
moment
can
where
do that.
I'm like, guess what? I made it the last 2 weeks.
That is so exciting. And congratulations, Jean. You're absolutely killing it. And we love your testimonial, by the way. That testimonial video is out there. We've been sharing it with the community. We created it maybe it was the week before last on the Star Maker call. And guys, we had so much fun getting training with Eugene on testimonials. And we'll do it again because I really want more people from the community coming out, sharing your testimonial, and at the same time refining it so that we can create more incredible video testimonials with our community, because this is exactly what this part of the journey is, which is choosing that next tool. And I think, Jean, you wanted to speak to this one, which might be a testimonial. It could be a product explanation, but go ahead. Where does this sort of fit into the flow?
It's it's funny because I don't have the numbers on my page.
Can you see it? It says
Yeah, I can use the Team Hub Intelligent.
yeah, using the system and the
Yeah,
tools. Yeah,
so
you
I
got
think
it.
you addressed this earlier too, where like
We did.
know what's in your website. Go, like I got someone on her website today and I said, okay, now before you send this to anyone, I want you to go watch all the videos and you go read it so you know where the things are. So one part is product oriented, one part has the prices of everything, and then one is about the affiliate and which part of your hub do you want to use, right? So you're talking about the Mighty app, and it's same thing. It's like go look through where are the weekly calls, which is your favorite weekly call, and who are you going to share, the practitioner call with may be different
Mhm.
than expecting call, and
Mhm.
know where those things are. But don't
Yeah.
just send like just don't keep sending things. Just like send something that relates to that person, and then have a conversation about it.
Exactly. I love that. That's what it says, right? It's about what the person needs to see next. And that's because you're having a conversation, a dialogue with them and listening. And guys, don't underestimate using your website again and again. So, your own replicated website. What you might do is you might go to, once you understand that what they're looking for is information about the P90 Plus, right? You literally go back to your affiliate website, right? Your replicated site, and you scroll all the way down. And at the bottom, you'll see lists of additional pages that when you click on that page, so there'll be a P90 Plus page, you click on that, and the URL that comes up at the top of your screen, you can actually copy that URL, send it to your prospect, because that's the best next resource for them on their discovery journey. And when they click on it, they're still inside your launch pad, but they're specifically reading about the P90 Plus. And guess what, guys? When they're ready, they'll scroll down and they will literally fill in the order form at the bottom of that. When they're ready, they will fill their details in, and all of those details, including the fact that they will tick two boxes, which is associated with the terms and conditions of Ollie Life, will come back to you, right, as their sponsor, and you will then know that they are ready to process their order. And guys, we've had so many people like that just take autonomy, take, the power into their own hands, and they fill in those forms when they're ready. So recognize that you have lots of different pages within your launchpad to get familiar with. And maybe today is the day for you to actually go in there and start building out your capacity for knowing how to use the tools that you have right at your fingertips for free, which is really exciting. We ready for the next one? Let's do it. All right, guys. So, yes, stories. Stories are so much more powerful, guys, than any facts that we can give people, right? So, facts are great for information, but stories create belief. And that's why part of your discovery with your prospect will most likely involve stories. And one of the things that we love is bringing stories from other people in our team. So, for example, we want to be able to either share our own story or somebody else's story that relates to the area of interest of the person, right? So I don't know, Jean, have you got an example? Because I know right now I've got practitioners in my mind. So when I have a practitioner that I'm speaking to, I'm then relaying the story of another practitioner that I'm working with or someone that I have in my team that's using the devices in their practice. And I actually build a story and bring it to life so that the person that I'm speaking to, who might very well be someone in the wellness space or a practitioner themselves, can actually relate to the story that I'm sharing. I mean, it seems like basic information, but it's a beautiful thing to kind of bring vision to life for people through storytelling.
Yeah, and that's like, so I have someone I enrolled last week who has her network is practitioners, actually two
Yeah.
people. And so one of my favorite things I like to say to people is they'll ask me a question, I'll say, I don't know, but here's where the information is. So I'm
Mm.
like out of the picture, and then I'll send information. So with the practitioners, someone said, do we have practitioners doing this? I said, here's who's doing that. Here's a video to watch, or here's a call to be on. And I connect them with who are the practitioners and what the practitioner stories have been.
Amazing. And just, I love that one as well, like the skeptic one, Jean, where if someone's being skeptical, rather than try to convince them, actually share a story of someone else that you know, even yourself, that might have started out super skeptical. And it might be skeptical about the technology, but it could also be skeptical about the business model and the industry as a whole and what you've noticed that's different about this. And you can, again, leave that as a voice note. You could be on a three-way call, you could be on a one-on-one chat, but that relatability rather than, yeah, sort of like leaning into it rather than kind of leaning away. And that takes away the salesy, icky approach and it takes away all of the need to create hype, but more about connection and relatability. So again, these are phases. You might find that phase 5 just happened right at the very start. It could have been the very next thing that happened after you created some curiosity and sent a video, right? So, but we're just pulling it apart so that you can start to see that there are beautiful notes that we can hit along the journey of discovery for someone, not so much that it's a robotic step-by-step process. But is this of value to you guys so far? We've still got more to go, but just drop a 3 in the comments if you're starting to kind of, it's like this kind of project, you can project yourself into these steps in a really human way. Just drop a 3 in the chat so we know that you're okay. Beautiful. There's a few
So,
threes coming up, Jean. Where
well, they're doing that. There's a story I do want to tell, Anna. When you started posting about frequency, I am not kidding. I watched your Facebook page, and the first thing was like, oh, no, 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 no. I am not biting on this one.
and then what happened,
And
Jean?
like after 3 days, I was like, okay, Anna, send me the details. But I did not
Reluctantly.
fall in love with this company.
Can you see that, guys? You know how many people out there right now might be resisting you like Jean was trying to resist me? And all you need to do is just keep on shining, keep on relating, keep on sharing stories. And that frequency, guys, that is just, I don't know, I feel like it's just such this beautiful magnetic energy that we're calling even the most skeptical people back home.
I also have a thing, we call it baseball in my house. When you're listening to someone, if you repeat back what they've said, they know they've been heard.
Yeah,
So rather
there's
than
a
saying,
lot of
oh,
people
no,
out
no, we're
there that,
not like that. If you say, yes, I really hear that you're saying this, I get it. And here's my experience from the
and
heart. you know.
That's just so powerful. Like just right there, just really, sometimes we're so, I don't know whether it's nervous energy and we're so that dysregulated experience of just not listening and just taking a breath and really feeling into how we can have someone felt heard. It's such a powerful gift that we can actually give people is just to hear people, even if it's not maybe what we wanted to hear. It's okay validating that they've been heard, that you've recognized their challenge or their skepticism or whatever it might be. Just they won't forget that experience. I can tell you that it's moments like that that actually build depth and authentic relationships more than anything we think we can project or say or convince is just actually, yeah, just have someone feel really heard in how they're feedbacking to you. Very powerful. Cool. We're ready to go to the next phase, phase 6.
So is this mine? So
You do it. Yeah, I think
yeah,
we.
it's
I think we're both doing it. This is an even number. I'm going to invite
really,
you to.
at
I'm going
some
to
point,
invite you to invite.
yeah, at some point, you're inviting someone, you're inviting them either to come try it or to come enroll or look at the next step. So, I love this. Would you be open to jumping on a 15-minute call so I can show you how this all fits together? It's like at some point, you need to be the one asking for what you also want. So you can be
Mhm.
sharing all the information, but at some point, it's like they know you want it. Like, so you need to go, okay, what do we need next for you to get your questions answered? And I'll tell you, at my events, when I have people trying the devices, I just say like, which two products do you want now?
I love you, Jean.
They have
Right.
to
Is it
have
going to
an
be the P90
experience.
plus or the P90 plus?
It's the P90 plus and the shaker, or the P90 plus and the, whatever the other thing is. Um, or I'll be like, it's going to take about a month for these to come. So how about we go ahead and get an order placed for you now? And inevitably they do. Or once in a while they'll say, well, I need to wait and check something. Um, but you do need to at some point ask.
Absolutely. And just to add to that, when you're inviting them to either an opportunity call, we have them once a week, or an IPE into your home, or a live event, or inviting them to a three-way chat. I'm just trying to think of all of the different we have so many different ways we can invite people into. It's coming from that place again. It's coming from that place of purpose. We're really clear that we're bringing such a beautiful gift really into their lives, and that confidence that is transmitted in that invitation isn't coming from ego, but it's really coming from gratitude. Again, it's just back to that heart space. So
And
just
also
make just
getting them the information they need. Really it is just like, okay, now let's just find out what is it you
it's the
need to have. And then the
next
next.
step. I love that. I love that. So we're inviting them, and here are some more examples of what we're inviting them into. And again, we've broken them into steps. They can happen, they merge into the same steps sometimes, but you're choosing the best environment for that person's next step, right? And that's again, in most of these cases, taking you out of the equation. So we're using the three-way conversation, the Zoom opportunity, the IPE. We're again maybe using the replicated website, or there's a live event that we're inviting them into. But essentially, notice how you're not going to be the one explaining and answering their questions. Their discovery journey is actually going to be coming from the credibility of people in your team, people in your leadership, the movement, the beautiful frequency awakening itself, a practitioner's call, you name it, guys. There's a reason why this phase of bringing people into that three-way, or that kind of whatever you'd call it, where you're not the one delivering the information, you've removed yourself from that actually works so incredibly well for the person that you're sharing it with.
Part of that
It's
is that
really
no one wants to be sold anything. And if you start explaining, you start to sound like you're selling. But if they start discovering, they're deciding for themselves each step without the pressure. They're like, oh, that's interesting. Oh, I want to know more about that. It's their own mind moving the process rather than you forcing them into the process.
And I still know too many people that get in their own way, guys. I know I get in my own way, right? Luigi will tell you the story how I've gotten better and better by getting Luigi to sometimes jump in and do a three-way call for me because if I don't bring one of my leaders in on that, I'm the one then oversharing, over explaining, and that can actually come across as just salesy and pushy, even though that's not my intention. Actually, bringing in a three-way partner, it just takes a load off. So, remembering to actually do this step is really, really powerful, guys. Getting out of our own way can be the hardest thing that we'll ever do.
Especially the more success you start to have, the more you
It's
start,
true.
you'll start feeling like the leader. And then you do also want to still acknowledge the leader who got you there, or even use someone on the team to say, hey, will you be my testimonial? Like always, always, always use a third party bit of information each step.
Beautiful. Boom. All right. And then this one, we're calling it close the loop, but not close the deal, right? No one wants to be closed, guys. So, Jean, you want to speak into this one?
Yeah, when I first saw the slide, I said that. I said, can we just change this to complete, or what was the word I used? Choose. So, but no, closing
Choose.
the loop is your process, is closing each step of the way to make sure you've taken someone through all the steps so that they're getting their answers so that they can come to a point of choosing of what's right for them and also for you so that you can look on your list and go, oh, I can come back to them in 3 months, or oh, we're enrolling them. And then when we're enrolling them, then what's the next step I need to train them on? So it's closing that loop so they're not everybody's dangling. It doesn't get embarrassing either. Like if you don't close the loop, everyone's like, oh, I wonder if I should talk to them. Oh, should I invite them out to dinner? Are we still friends? Like finish it.
Absolutely. And guys, this is an empowering step that many of us completely miss. It's like we just, like you said, Jean, like we're just the conversation is lingering somewhere and we're not actually closing the loop and it's awkward for both us and the other person. So I'm with you there. I feel like closing the loop, it provides clarity for both you and them about what that next step or what that next piece of information is. So this could be part of your follow-up process. So it may be that they're ready to move forward, or it may be that they're going on a list and that's your follow-up list. Because honestly, guys, and I think it says it on the next page that okay, so maybe I've jumped one too far, but unless they have literally said, no, I am not interested, stop reaching out to me about this, then they are on your follow-up list, guys, and they are open. They are open. They might not be saying it out loud, but they're open for you when you're ready to maybe send that next testimonial or send that next piece of information that you believe will resonate with them. But at some point, asking someone to make a decision is not about being pushy, it's about being a leader. And I love this. I think that we can all kind of like, lean in and refine that one a little bit more. And it's just good practice.
You can even say, so again, I love to say what so. So you can either say, hey, you ready for the sale? You can say, hey, so that this doesn't get awkward between us. I think we're at the point where I want to know what you want to, decide and how are you? So like I'm all for stating first where you're coming from. I know I'm really excited and I know I keep bringing this up to you. So can you let me know where you're at?
Mhm.
So you can always just speak the truth of where you are in the process as well with them. I love you so much. I really want you on my team. Does this
Mm.
seem like a fit for you? So that kind of dialogue where it's so
I love
authentic.
that. And something Van said, she actually says, I'm not going to close you. She actually says that I'm not going to close you, right? But what would you, and then I'm noticing here, what would you need to know though before you felt ready to get started?
I love it.
See
Love it.
how see how you're already telling them you're not going to close them. This isn't going to be, some big sales pitch, but what you've already insinuated that you're ready, right? Like there's this kind of like you're at that point in the process, but you just want to know what they need to know. What's that missing piece of information that they need from you or somebody else in your upline before they feel ready to get started? And then we listen and then we respond by supporting them with what they need to know, right, to get started, making it about them. So I love it. I think we've made the point. I think there's some really beautiful word tracks there for people to screenshot and look into. This training, by the way, will go into the back office, and you can probably guess which platform you're going to find this on, right? Just drop it in the comments. Where are you going to find the replay of this call with the slide deck? Hopefully everyone gets that answer right after today. And guys, this is it, right? It's all about activation because when a person joins, what's most important is they feel that they are part of a duplicatable system. And we have a beautiful process that we can bring people through. We're partnering with them, we're helping them to enroll, right? We know our enrollment process, right? Everyone has their own unique way of doing it, but ultimately, it's really important that we plug people in, our new people into our community, into our tools. Their welcome email takes them through everything step by step, but there's nothing like getting on a call with your people, your brand new people in the first 72 hours, right? So I make it a point, the first 72 hours wherever possible, and just make sure that they have onboarded correctly. And what I've found is when I've left it longer than 72 hours, what I recognize is they actually didn't go through the steps of the email. They were waiting for that onboarding call, that induction, that discovery call. We call it a frequency activation mastermind. But ultimately, by huddling in with your new person and just showing them around, being the chaperone of the incredible tools that they now are part of, plugging them into the next training event, to all of the calls that we have throughout the week, is a really, really powerful step there to complete the process, which never really gets completed, but it's all about creating that support. And Jeanne, did you have anything else there to add before we open up for final comments and words from anyone that wants to join us in the
Course,
panel?
the thing we all know is the word duplication. So if you want something to duplicate, anybody has to be able to do it, no matter their background. It's like a point. If somebody can point to something, go over here, over here, over here. And that's what the system is for. That's what our website is for. It's like it's all here. And so if you're explaining or you're being the hero or you're the one taking on everything, that's not duplicatable. So you'll just then have to keep enrolling and keep enrolling, keep enrolling. But if you want to have a team that's going to grow, you want to know I can leave town and that person can do exactly what I want them to do, which is share the information and help someone else share the information.
Beautiful. And guys, maybe one of the first things you do with your new team member or go back to your team now and actually go through this video with them, go through these steps and ask them, right? Who are your first 10? Based on the list of that we went through at the start of all of the kinds of people that we want to be sharing this with, who are their first 10, right? Get them to write down their first three and be with them, hold their hand as they reach out to their first three people that they believe they can help with the product, with the business, the community, everything that we've spoken about today. But if you can catch that in a connection with your new team member, right? And you can start duplicating this system right away so that they have an embodied experience of how this business works. Your business is going to duplicate, right? You're going to start getting that depth and that duplication that we're all here for because we all want to create teams and we all want to create leaders. Leaders creating more leaders is what we're all about. So I hope, guys, that you've enjoyed this training. It's one of many where we're probably going to want to come back together and unpack this even more. But I'm looking at the time. We started a little bit later, Luigi, than we wanted to. So we went a little bit later, but we can because it's my birthday party.
Happy birthday.
So we get to stay a little bit later today, and maybe Luigi, if you wanted to come out, because you're the only one that we have on the panel right now, to share a few closing words, and we will for sure, because it's the Star Maker call. It's all about this topic and all of the other beautiful topics that we can dream about. That's going to take us to the next level. Leave a comment, guys, in the comments if you have anything that you wanted to share. And if, guys, we probably have run out of time. I'm not sure whether we want to take any questions, but if there is anyone with a burning question, please raise your hand. We'll bring you in from the weight room into the panel, and we'll get your questions answered. Otherwise, we'll go back
So
to
we
the
have
questions.
we have place for two. Sorry, we have
Yeah,
place for two.
there's an echo.
Yeah, there's because I was open at two places. We have place for two people. So if you want to come onto the panel today, yeah, I wanted to take a break, so it's okay. I'm always speaking there, but raise your hand. It's very easy. If you just go at the very bottom where you see a little react, you can share hearts and a whole bunch of things. But just click on raise your hand so I can bring you on because I don't want to just invite anybody randomly there. Does anybody want to come on the panel and just share some thoughts on tonight's call? At least just one volunteer. Yes, we have one volunteer. Yes, Tanya, you are coming on. So Tanya, share your thoughts on tonight's training. Now let's say she's coming on. I just brought her on. If you have
Hi,
enough,
Tanya.
if we have another volunteer besides Tanya, raise your hand.
She'll be coming. She'll be transitioning from one room to the other.
So while Tanya's coming on, do we have another volunteer?
Hi, Tanya. Come on
Yes,
out.
we have another one. All right. We also have Alicia that's coming on. All right.
Alicia.
So now we even have Susie. Now all of a sudden they're all raising their hands. All right, Susie, Alicia, you're coming on too.
You joined the party.
All right. Well, dear Tanya.
Luigi, Tanya's going to share now.
Go ahead.
Happy birthday, Anna.
Come on out.
And thank you both.
Thank you, my love.
Thank you both for the beautiful
Thank you
call.
so much.
And I just want to really share what I'm experiencing now, almost a year in. And this is, the embodiment of the frequencies and the joy we are having, the connection. And people the last few weeks have really recognized the frequency in me. And they said to me, I've recognized a different frequency in you. And then they said something to me like, oh, you're looking radiant like the sun or something like that. So we are emitting a different frequency now that people are responding to. And I loved your call today because this is so much how we are sharing this authentic sharing of the embodied frequency and the embodied connection we are experiencing with each other. And we are truly meeting. The people are waiting there. They're actually being guided to us. The frequencies are guiding this. And the deep surrender into this flow is just graceful and effortless. And I leave it at that. Thank you so, so much. Loved the call.
Thank you, Tanya. Thank you. That was so beautifully spoken. And guys, it's so true. Even if we have, a system and a strategy, and I know for our team, we do the power of 3 sets you free, and we talk about 3 sparks a day into the world, into the universe, 3 curiosity posts, 3 ways of presenting this. The truth is, it's all about where we come from with that. Some days it'll be one, sometimes some days it'll be none. But when we are out there sharing, it's a frequency, it's a vibe, and we want it to come and feel like that. What Tanya just did, that energy is just beautiful. I love it how aligned you are with it. Thank you, Tanya.
Thank
Susie,
you.
hi Susie.
Good morning and happy birthday.
Good morning. Thanks, Susie.
I just want to thank you. That was brilliant, and I'm going to be sharing that with the new people I've got because I think it makes it much clearer than them just using the site and things like that. So it's widened my horizons, and it'll also give me the kick I need up my backside to get moving again. So thank you so much, Jeanne, and thank you, Anna.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Susie. And the good news is for everybody that we're actually creating a Frequency Awakening website where all of these steps and resources will be in one spot. So for any of your new
Oh,
people, they're actually going to be able to see that in a web page, which will be a really beautiful way to connect with the flow and the support, like know where to go for what in one page. So I'm really excited for that to happen, Luigi. Good timing that we did this call today. Hint, hint. We're always
I
we're
think
always
that's a brilliant
improving.
idea.
It's gonna
It's
be
going to
it's
make
gonna
it
be
much
amazing.
easier.
It'll
Yeah.
help. It'll help so many people in our community just find their way a little more transparently, a little more easily. So yeah, looking forward to that next resource. Thanks, Susie. Alicia, come on out, tying a bow on it today.
Happy birthday, as again for the third time. All the messages of love and blessings to you. Hope you have a beautiful day. But ladies, that was brilliant. I love the step by step, and I think it's going to be so useful for me in with sharing with all the newcomers I've got coming on board. But what I also wanted to mirror from Tanya is when you're in this frequency, like people come from unexpected places, wherever you might be in centers or, you know, just local shops. And I get to, because I'm in this higher frequency, I get to attract the people. And I find it's just really beautiful being in this space of not sales, but just connection, connecting. And if the right person needs that connection and information, I'm the one there. And it's just really quite spontaneous. And I find it's happening to me more and more in everywhere I go. So I just know what we're doing is just a blessing to be able to share with the unexpected. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alicia. Thank you for just reminding us just to be authentic, just to stay aware and attuned to our environment when we're out there, the resonance that we're creating in the world. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes again. You look so beautiful today, I must say, look gorgeous. I
Oh,
love
thank
this. I love this community so much. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else but today, spending it with you guys. This has been a wonderful call. I'm going to pass over to my beautiful co-host, Jean, to just say the final words. I want you to have the final words, sweetheart. Thank you for everything that you bring our wider community. I absolutely love you. And yeah, Jean, take it away because I'm just so grateful and overwhelmed today with just where we got to as a community again. Just
I love you and happy birthday. And my final words is I'm just one more time impressed. I'm impressed with it, you and Asher, your intention, what you put together. I mean, you put these slideshow together at midnight last night, right? So as
thank
awkward as
you,
it
Asha,
might be,
again.
yes, thank you, Asher. Nothing I could
Honey,
have
I need
ever
another
created.
slide deck. He's
I'm always
laughing sarcastically in the background.
so thank you, and thank you for letting me bring forward myself back into the world. I I was filled with gratitude today because there's certain skills I know I do have as a leader, and I love sharing that part of myself. And it's been a long time since I've been able to. And I'm just grateful to have a purpose and a mission and something that gives me hope each day. So thank you, Luigi, because he's really why I enrolled that very first call. And yeah,
Thank
just that.
God.
So anyway, what I want to say to everybody on the call, thanks for trusting us, and we're here to help, and it's just the beginning.
It is.
Just
It
the beginning.
is.
Don't worry about
Thank
the
you.
numbers, just keep sharing yourself and what we have here.
Amen, sister. Thank you so much. Thank you for the beautiful shares there at the end as well. Tanya, Susie, Alicia, Luigi, thank you as always, creating this amazing space for us to come together and share everything that we have in us to share. We want to make sure that this community gets value, connection, inspiration, and that we're human. We're having we're spirits having this human experience and we're doing the best that we can. And I think we're doing an incredible job, and I see it, I feel it in everything that we do. There's a beautiful, beautiful energy that the frequency awakening is emitting into the world. So keep doing what you're doing, guys. We love you and appreciate you all so much. Have a great weekend. Luigi, I think that this is the last call. This is a wrap for the week, unless you're doing another special. We're going to let everyone take a little bit of a breather to consolidate this, to allow it to marinate and then activate in a way that feels aligned, attuned, and real for you. So, with that, thank you, everybody. Much love. Bye.
And yes, you're right. Tomorrow I took the call off for tomorrow because I think closing the week with tonight's call is just perfect. Great job, ladies. It was amazing. I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Luigi. There'll be more goodness coming from all of the beautiful people in our community. There's so many amazing coaches, leaders, and visionaries coming out to share their wisdom. So with that, look forward to it all. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Right.